Jesus was a man, son of Mary, born of a miraculous birth, but of flesh and blood, son of man. We're all men, and Jesus didn't die, right? He ascended. The difference between us and the Christians is that we believe that Jesus did not die. He ascended because every man lives once and dies once. Jesus didn't die. He ascended in physical form and will return and live out the rest of his life and die just like every man has to. Well, then what about the Prophet Muhammad? Well, the Prophet Muhammad is a man, of course. Every man, every nafs, every soul tastes death. And the Prophet, just like any man, he lived and came to the end of his life and he died. And of course, that's hard to say, and we don't even like to say that. And of course, even when the Prophet died, Umar al-Faruq, who was so tough, he went kind of nuts, and he went out there and said, anybody who says the Prophet's dead, I'll kill them, I'll chop off their head. And then Abu Bakr as-Siddiq took the member and said, whoever believes in Allah, then Allah is everlasting and forever, and whoever worshipped Muhammad, then Muhammad has died. Muhammad was just a messenger, and the message has been delivered. Of course, he died the physical death, but we know that the shaheed lives on in the next realm, and we don't say they're dead. Now, do you not think that the status of the messenger has to be higher than the status of a martyr? Of course. No, we don't go around walking around saying the Prophet's alive, because the Prophet actually dead. And this world is not even the true world. This world is the fake world, and we're trying to get to the real thing. This is just a test, right? I mean, you got to be focused, bro. I mean, come on, focus, right? So he's saying, I don't understand. Then you're saying that the Prophet's actually alive? I go, yeah, of course. Well, we have a hadith that every time you send greetings to the Prophet, he returns the greeting. His soul, the light in his soul is increased by your sending salam to him, and he returns the greeting. His soul's light is put inside of him so that he can send salam to you. So that's why we always, when we say the Prophet Muhammad, we always say sallallahu alayhi wasallam and send him greetings and blessings and peace on the messenger, so that when we say the messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, that sends light from us, sends a greeting from us to him, and then increases the light of his soul, and he returns the light. So, I mean, yeah, it sounds kind of crazy, sounds kind of a little weird, but we know this stuff from hadith, right? You know these hadith, you read all this stuff. Come on, dude. You're my cousin, you've read all the same stuff I have. He goes, yeah, I know that. It's just, I guess it's kind of confusing when you think about it, so I don't really understand. I mean, we're talking long distance. He's in Kashmir, I'm in Houston, and he says, well, normally people don't actually say this because the Prophet's not walking around, but so basically what you're saying is the Prophet's not dead, he's alive. Well, I'm saying no, he's not alive walking around, and there's no new message, and there's going to be no new verses. The Quran's delivered, the message is delivered. The Prophet came, he delivered the message from beginning to end properly. It's done. He's done. He was a messenger. He came, delivered the message. That's it. But he's saying no. So the point is, out there somewhere, somewhere the Prophet's actually alive. I say, yeah. I mean, of course, he's dead from our world. He died here, but yeah, in a real sense, in the true sense, not in the fake reality, not in the false matrix, not in the hollow men program. In what really counts? Yeah, of course. The Prophet Muhammad's alive. He's not dead. I hang up the phone. See, brothers and sisters, the most littlest random things. Is it possible that my request for mercy was accepted? You see, the thing is, I had felt so guilty and so ashamed and so lost and so totally out of control. I had thought I had gone to the worst situations. I have been totally on my own. There is no more for me to know. I have tried to figure out everything. I have done every single bit of research. I have tried every piece of knowledge. I have read and watched and learned everything, and I'm missing something, and I don't understand what it is. Oh, Lord, please be merciful to me, and I can't take this. And the days are going, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? And everything's falling apart, and I'm wondering how to make it, and I still got all these strange feelings in my heart, and I'm so totally emotional about everything, because now everything is setting me off. I'm angry, I'm happy, I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm like a total wreck, and I don't understand the feelings that I'm having, and I feel so utterly confused, and there's a million thoughts in my head, and so many ideas, and I can't figure out what anything means, and I've had so many dark days. So many dark days. And so much confusion, and the whole world around me is falling apart, and everybody's saying there's a clash of civilizations and everything's coming to an end, and everybody is totally lost, and I wish I could find anybody who knew anything, who knew what to say to me, who knew anything about anything, because I feel so totally alone. And I don't have any clue about anything. And I don't know what I believe. And I don't know if anything truly matters and anything is faded. I think I am totally lost and confused. And this is the worst, brothers and sisters, that the earth has ever been. And everything around me feels tight, like the world is crushing in on me. And everything around me is dark. And I am now in that paranoid state where everybody's out to get me, and I don't even want to leave the house. I can't go anywhere. I don't have a car. I'm totally lost by myself. I'm closed in. I'm not the guy you're looking for. Leave me alone. I am having the worst time of my life, and I just can't take it anymore. And I'm sitting at my computer wishing that I would find a plan, and searching online and thinking to myself, because my nephews had come over just a couple of days before, and he says to me, you know, all these people are talking about the end of the world, and people are putting out strange things. And have you gone on YouTube and seen these things about the reptilians and the awakening and the arrivals and stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I've pretty much watched all that stuff. You know, he goes, it's really good, and really a lot of people are watching it. You should put out something on YouTube. You should put out a series, do something like that. I'm like, well, I'm putting out a bunch of stuff, and I've done a bunch of different things, and I'm saying different stuff on there, but nobody's really listening, and nobody's really paying attention. And he's like, yeah, well, all this stuff about 2012 and the Mayans, and do you know anything about the sun, brother? He says to me, it's my nephew, my sister's kid, and he's like, they're talking about the signs of the sun and the Mayans. And I said, well, we have a hadith about the sun, the changing of the sun. I think that's kind of important. There's something about that. What are they talking about, the Mayans and the 2012? What's that about? I'm looking through all this stuff online, and I'm thinking to myself, there's something going on, but I don't understand what it is, and I'm trying to figure it out, because there's all these people doing these weird videos, and a couple of days go by, and I'm wondering what's happening, and my sister comes over because that day she found out that my dad told her that I don't have a car, so she comes over to see me, and she gives me the keys to the spare car and says, you know, you could borrow the car. Why didn't you say something? It's been a couple of weeks. I'm like too embarrassed to tell my sister that they already repoed the car. What am I supposed to say? I'm the brother. She's my older sister, right? But I'm still the male in the family, right? Arrogance and pride. And she gives me her car keys, and I'm like, okay, thanks. And I'm so happy, and at least I got a big sister. But I'm still really confused, and I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm thinking about these things, and I'm looking online, and And I'm wondering what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm supposed to be looking after the family, and I'm wishing I wasn't even here, and I'm wishing I wasn't even born, and I'm wishing that I'm wishing that I didn't even wake up this morning. I mean, you want to talk about suicidal. If we could kill ourselves, brothers and sisters, yeah, but we can't kill ourselves. And we are mujahideen. And we can't go on suicide missions. Because if you could just take the sword and kill yourself, I would have put myself out of the misery and gone back to the side of the light. If there is a light, if there is another side, get me out of here, because everything about this is dark and I just can't take it anymore. I need mercy. How do you get mercy? I'm begging for it. I'm sitting there at the computer, my phone rings. It's my sister. Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. I said, what are you doing? Nothing important. What? Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Me, the whole family, we'll all come. Oh, brothers and sisters, it's my sister calling. She's giving me a funny message. Something that I didn't even pay attention to, something I'm not even noticing. I have no idea what's going around because I'm so lost. And it's my sister all of a sudden, and she says, tomorrow is the great Eid, the day of the great celebration. You coming? Yeah, of course, I'm coming. You know, why don't you get together with us tomorrow night? And you know, usually we get together, eat something after Salat al-Eid, but, you know, the kids got to go to school, and everybody's got things, and I've got work and whatnot, and maybe we'll get together at nighttime and eat dinner over at my place. And I'm like, you know, I'm really busy tomorrow. Tomorrow night I got something that I got to do. I got a meeting. I can't make it. All right, well, you're coming for Eid, right? Yeah. I'm coming for Eid. I'll bring the whole family. We go to Eid. We pray Eid after Eid. My sister says, yeah, let's just all go home. We'll make some food, hang out anyway. Everybody, well, screw it. You know, these guys will skip a little bit of class. You know, I won't go do the work, and let's all just get together as a family, because sometimes it's important to stay together as a family, especially on special days. This is a special day. And I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. We'll all go to my sister's place. We all go to my sister's place. And I say, hey, I sit down on the sofa and I see this book on the table. I'm like, hey, where did this book come from? It's Ibn Kathir's Signs of the Day of Judgment, the last volume from the Bidayah wa Nihaya, the last volume of Ibn Kathir's history book called From the Beginning to the End. Oh, my brothers and sisters. I get home late that night, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, that was a strange hadith I read earlier this morning. That hadith, the Prophet gets up one day and tells the story. Tells the story from the sunrise. And he tells the story all the way to the sunset.